What's going on, guys? D Legend here. Today we have a really awesome YouTube video that we're going to be talking about the cards that I sent in to PSA for their CRC review, which is essentially their customer response center review service. And this will only apply if you have cards that you think that PSA damaged during grading, or if you think that they were not graded properly. So the cards in question today are the two ghost rares that I sent off in my first economy submission of 2022, or actually of 2021, I guess. So it would have been like December of 2021 when they first opened economy again. I ended up getting some economy slots and I got these cards graded, and unfortunately during the grading process I believe that these were damaged. So you can definitely see some vertical scratches on the ghost rare foiling right there. I don't think that's actually on the card itself. I think that's just on the case, like these little superficial scratches, but these ones right there are definitely on the card, unfortunately. Yeah, these ones are just on the case, but this card I personally think would have gotten a PSA 10 if it weren't for those scratches. Like, there's some questionability in terms of its centering because it's definitely off-centered left to right. But I think it possibly could have been within 60-40. So yeah, Clearwing Synchro Dragon in PSA 9 could have possibly gotten the 10. And then my Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, again with these vertical lines just on the side here. For whatever reason, PSA decided to damage them, unfortunately. So this ended up getting an 8 instead of a 9 or 10. It is definitely off-centered as well, top to bottom and right to left. So I think this probably would have gotten a 9 if it weren't for those scratches, and obviously a 9 would have been preferred because this is a gorgeous card, and I think I'm still going to keep it in my collection forever because it is an amazing looking ghost rare. Same with Clearwing, like probably one of my favorite ghost rares that I've pulled other than Galaxy Eyes and other than Powerful Dragon. But yeah, very, very nice cards regardless. And these two cards ended up going back for a CRC review because I told PSA that I thought that they damaged them during the grading process. And they actually took their time with it and finally got back to me. So it took about 2 months in total, I want to say, before a resolution was reached. But this is the original order form that I sent in for the CRC review. I don't want to show you this up because it has my address and everything, but these two cards, declared value, were the declared values that they were submitted with originally, and so they were already graded at this point. So essentially what happened was I sent them in for economy submission. They ended up getting graded. They got damaged. They came back to me. I reached out to customer service and I said that they got damaged during the grading process and submitted them again. So this is the way that they wanted me to do it. So ZD ticket number, whatever, blah, blah, blah. CRC review, quality assurance review, please review the following video that I recorded prior to submitting these cards to be graded to check out the conditions of the ghost rare foiling for these two cards. They were pretty much immaculates without big vertical scratches on the right side of the card. It starts at 9:45, and that's the YouTube link. So that's what I sent them, and they were pretty thorough with their investigation because they sent me this back here, and I'm just going to make sure that I don't have anything that I can't show you on camera revealed here real quick. But yeah, so this is a CRC review official little form. I'm just covering my address and everything else like that up top. So essentially they went through and looked at the cards, looked at the video that I sent them beforehand, and ended up giving me a good chunk of change back. So the Galaxy Eyes, so the Clearwing Synchro Dragon, they thought it probably would have been a PSA 9 regardless, but they ended up giving me the PSA 10 price, which apparently was only $400. And so what they ended up doing was taking the difference between the PSA 10 price and the PSA 9 price, which is $275, because apparently the PSA 9 is only worth $125, which I beg to differ. But I don't know where they get these prices, honestly. Probably 130 point or eBay last sold, but I don't actually know. Obviously their actual site for PSA price, like realized prices, is definitely not accurate because it doesn't include 90% of the sales. But yeah, I'm thankful that they did this regardless, because $275 right there for the difference between a PSA 10 and PSA 9. Goodness sakes, these sticky notes won't stay. And then moving on, we have the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, in which they said I probably should have gotten a PSA 9 if it weren't for those vertical scratches. So they paid me out the difference for that, which was $350 for the PSA 9 and $225 for PSA 8. So they're saying that the difference is $125, which is, I guess it's fair, between the PSA 8 and 9. So in total, they are giving me the $275 back plus the $125 in compensation plus the grading fees of $50 times 2 for both of those cards. So in total, I'm getting $500 back as credit for a future submission or a submission that's already in the queue, which is a really big win, guys. Like, this is historic to some degree because PSA does not really do this very much. Essentially, what they do is they might refund your grading fee. They might give you credit for future grading, but very, very little. Like, they might just give you like $50 or whatever. And they might just throw in a hat or a mug or something like that with PSA on it. But in this case, they actually listened to my concerns. They took the video that I took and recorded into account, and they ended up giving me the $500 in grading credit, which is huge because that obviously I would have taken the higher grades for both of these cards. Like, clearing, if I got the 10 for it, I would be very, very happy. I think it's super low pop. I think it's like a PSA, I think in PSA 10, I think it's pop 2 right now, maybe 3 at this point. But I definitely would have preferred PSA 10 over the $275 for it. But at the end of the day, not the end of the world to get that money back. It's better than nothing because the damage is done. They've already damaged the cards. And then same with the Galaxy Eyes, I would have preferred the 9 over the 8 instead of the $125 credit. But again, it's better than nothing, getting nothing for the way they treated these cards. So overall, I am satisfied with the way they handled this. What they ended up saying was credit for grading fees times 2 for $50. So $100 right there. And then the differences between the grades, so $275 and $125 for $400 back. And then return the certs as is. They offered to just put them in PSA authentic certs instead of the actual grades, but I was okay with the PSA 8 and 9. It's not the end of the world. And that's just, I didn't want them to damage the cards any further, to be honest with you, because I've had some issues with the Stardust that you guys have seen recently as well. So hopefully they get back to me on that one soon as well, because that card definitely got damaged during the reholdering process, and that's a story for another video, but I did explain that already. So if you guys want to check that video out, you can do that, and hopefully they get back to me on that one soon as well. And they also did say to send some swag to me in the form of an acrylic frame, but I don't know where that is because it wasn't in the big PSA, like the big cardboard box that they sent the little box in. Like, this was the little box. They didn't send anything else in the big box, so I don't know where that went, or if it just never came as part of the shipment process. But not the end of the world. I am okay with not getting the acrylic frame because I did get the $500 back. And yeah, PSA definitely does take our like the quality control seriously with cards. Obviously, some people just can't prove that their cards were in whatever condition they claim they were in beforehand, so PSA can't just hand out money like that. But in this case, because I had a really good solid recording of the conditions of the cards prior to submitting them, and because I was really nice to them, I guess, and I also had a really, really, really nice rep, it all worked out really well. I think her name was Nanette, and so huge shout out to Nanette for actually taking my claim seriously and elevating the status of the claim to talk to her supervisor, which ended up getting the job done. So thank you guys so much to PSA for actually getting this done for me. I've talked to countless people who've had their cards damaged by PSA or claimed to have their cards damaged by PSA, and they never got properly compensated for it, which really does suck. But again, at the end of the day, PSA can only do what they think is right based off the evidence provided. And yeah, it was actually a really cool experience talking to Nanette. She definitely did go over a few things that I probably can't talk about on camera in video here, but she definitely told me that they're like, during grading, they do have cameras on the actual like cards, as like from the packaging, from taking the cards out of the packaging and making sure that they weren't damaged in transit to begin with, and then going from there and taking images of the cards before grading, and then obviously after grading. Now, if you're grading economy and plus, they will scan your cards into their system with the cert numbers. So Pretty cool added services these days. But yeah, anyways, guys, that is the end of the video. If you guys have any questions about this procedure and how the CRC review process went, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I'm really glad that there was a positive resolution for this specific case. I really hope I can say the same thing about my Stardust Dragon Collector's Rare from Tomb Chaos that ended up getting a PSA 10, but had a fingerprint on the back and ended up having to go back for a reholder and getting damaged during the reholder process. So hopefully they're as understanding about that one and that they are willing to compensate me accordingly for that one as well. But yeah, that's basically the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching this. And yeah, again, leave a comment or hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions. I will try my best to get back to you. I'm really, really busy these days, but again, I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. But yeah, catch you all soon. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Like this video and leave a comment. Catch you all soon. Peace.